The Timberwolves actually win the series in 5. A lot of people had their predictions going. Lakers in 5, OKC, KFC, it doesn't matter. Lakers in 5. Quoting one Shannon Sharp and LeBron's Legions. Like I always tell people, playoffs is defense. It's defense. Everybody got to buckle down, and you need a big man to hold down the fort. Let's take it to the West Coast now, LA, where the Timberwolves just walked into Crypto.com arena and ended the Lakers season. Final score, Wolves 103, Lakers 96. And just like that, Minnesota punches their ticket to the second round for the second year in a row. Anthony Edwards, oh yeah, he had jokes. He came in with the presser yelling, Ant-Man, Superman, Lakers in 5. Yeah, you guys remember that. Like it was all over the internet. Ant-Man, Superman, Lakers in 5. OKC, KFC, Lakers in 5. Everything, like he was clowning all the analysts and fans who said the Lakers would breeze through this series. Now, Edwards didn't light up from deep like he normally do. He went 0 for 11. On a night like that, when he goes 0 for 11 from the 3, you would think that the Lakers would have a chance. But it didn't matter because they had Rudy Gobert. Yes, I said Rudy Gobert. And Rudy Gobert hit 27 points, 24 rebounds. Yes, I said it right. It was like a man among boys out there. He went 12 for 15 shooting. That's historic. First player in NBA history with 25 game on 80% shooting. 80% shooting on a series clincher. My goodness. LA needs to be embarrassed. LA needs to be embarrassed.
The way that you guys had, the way you did, and to prove those kind of people wrong.
What makes it feel even better is that they said Lakers in 5 and the Wolves won in 5. So I think that makes it feel 10 times better. That's like my own answer.
This was against Los Angeles LeBron and Luka team. Randall chipped in with 23 points. Even Minnesota shooting 14.9% from the 3, worst in playoff history. With 40-plus attempts, they still won. That tells you how dominant they were inside. That tells you. What's next? Now, looking back, Anthony Davis wouldn't have been a bad person to have in the middle right now. Now, Warrior fans, you got to regroup fast. Game 6 is at Chase Center. You have to close out. Houston is going for Game 7. And I vote for Game 7. I want to see a Game 7. That's a dangerous situation, but I love it. Let's go for Game 7. Ime Udoka is going to have his squad ready. The Rockets are believing now Fred VanVleet is a true floor general. And if Curry and Butler don't come alive early, the Rockets will steal Game 6 right from under them, and it will be real quick. And now, let's talk about the Timberwolves real quick. Wait, the winner of the Rockets and Warriors? Yes, that's who they get. Either way, the Wolves will have their hands full, whether they get the Warriors or they get the Houston Rockets. Okay? So, Lakers got a long offseason ahead of them, decisions to make. LeBron on the roster, Luka on the roster. There's a lot to unpack, and we're going to deal with that down the line. But right now, this is Real Talk. Hit that like button, subscribe, and like I always say, let's make the game live. I love it. Till next time.
As you watch the film, what do you recall about your thought process in the moment? Sticking with the 5 you stuck with in the fourth quarter the other day, and is there an assistant or someone maybe that you'll lean on tonight, maybe to try to get some other guys involved if that opportunity presents itself?
Are you saying that because I'm inexperienced and that was an inexperienced decision that I made? You think I don't talk to my assistants about substitutions every single time out?
No, I just think there's a lot of coaches lean on their assistants in those situations.
As do I, every single time. That's a weird assumption.
we're just gonna make this real easy. This is about three things. One, as Mr. Wilbon said, it's a flawed roster. When they decided to rescind the Mark Williams trade back in February, and they weren't going to have a starting center, they knew they were going to be in trouble. There was a pathway for them to play where they could really do some damage, but it was a narrow pathway, and they fell off of it pretty quickly. Secondly, and I don't mean this in a personal way, J.J. Redick coached very immaturely in this series. He was still seething and upset about the previous games, to the point where Reggie Miller said on the broadcast last night he had to try to calm him down in the pregame meeting because JJ was acting, frankly childishly. He walked off and stormed off in the pregame session with reporters. Regardless of the question, it's not the way to start. And then he not only did he double down on his, frankly irrational decision not to substitute for an entire half in a playoff game. He doubled down on that. And then in this game, he played a guy who hadn't played in 3 months ahead of centers that he had on his roster. He played Maxi Kleber. He had never even practiced with the Lakers. Maxi Kleber's on the court with 5 minutes to go in like a 2-possession game. That is not a rational decision. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't even know if Mark Williams was on this team, whether JJ would have played him. And that's just not – I suspect, in retrospect, JJ will realize he didn't put the Lakers in the best position to win. And then the third thing is the Lakers didn't get their best from their star players. Austin Reeves had a terrible series. Obviously, the Wolves had something to do with that. He just didn't deliver. He was great towards down the stretch of the season.
Hey, I'm JJ Redick. I know basketball more than anybody in the world. I'm going to stick with this small ball lineup. No matter how big the Minnesota Timberwolves are, I'm going to do it my way because I only care about offense. Forget the fact that they have Rudy and Julius Randle has been punishing us in the paint. Jaden McDaniels has been going off in this series. I'm going to stick with a 40-year-old LeBron James playing the center position. And guess what? If Finney Smith gets in foul trouble, I'm going to go with Maxi Kleber. I'm going to bring him into the game and hope that he could go in there and mix it up. Scott, it was ridiculous. I never want to do this and blame a series on one individual, but I have to blame this series on JJ Redick. Because when it comes down to the postseason, as a coach, you have to make adjustments. And when you see that things aren't going as planned, the 2-3 zone, trapping Anthony Edwards is not working because he is growing right in front of our eyes and picking it apart. When you see that you need a guy like Jackson Hayes in the lineup, but you're only thinking about offense because that's what you want to do, and you lose this series at 5, then you have to take the blame for this because you didn't make any adjustments whatsoever to adjust to this team.
Fire JJ Redick.
Aging superstar LeBron James out, who was.
Please hit that like button and subscribe so we can keep bringing you real talk.